Tonight, we're going to make some peanut butter supreme cookies out of this cookbook that was my mother's. And it is really falling apart. It's favorite recipes from Louisville, Kentucky. 1968.
We're just making fried chicken?
1968. But if you could see, this book is just falling apart. My mom gave it lots of love. So we're going to make these peanut butter supremes right down here. Right there. That's what we're making.
From Kentucky Fried Chicken, baby.
So the first thing we're going to do is...
How much chicken do you put in them?
No chicken. No chicken. Peanut butter. Is there peanut butter flavored chickens? We could do that. I don't know. This is Mrs. Cleety Thomas. So we're going to need a cup of shortening, 1 1/4 cup of peanut butter, a cup of white sugar, a cup of brown sugar, 2 eggs, 2.5 cups of flour, a little bit of salt, and half a teaspoon of baking soda. So we already have our cup of shortening measured out. And our peanut butter, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to mix the shortening, peanut butter, and the sugars in the mixer. So let's get this all in the mixer. And our oven needs to be set at 375. So the oven is heating up to 375. And here's a quarter. Call someone who cares. That's what my grandmother always told me. She said, Terry Ann, she says, if you're going on a date, I'm going to give you a quarter. Why do I need a quarter, Grandma? In case something happens, you can call me. That's back when there was payphones. I don't even know that they exist anymore. That doesn't tell you a little bit about, that I'm older than dirt. I don't know what will. But, hey. All right, so now we got our shortening in there, peanut butter. We need a cup of sugar, the white kind.
Uh-oh, she just had her hand stuck in the sugar jar again.
Better than my tongue stuck down in the peanut butter jar. I gotta lick it clean somehow or another. Can't let that peanut butter go to waste. Now we're gonna add a cup of brown sugar packed. So I got the light brown sugar. That's fine, that works. No matter whether it's light or dark. It's just brown sugar. Pack that down in here. If your recipe ever calls for brown sugar and you don't have any and you can't run to the store or you just don't feel like running to the store, all brown sugar really truly is your white sugar with some molasses mixed in. So you can always make your own brown sugar if you need to. I don't keep molasses in the house. So.
I was just going to say, I don't even think we have molasses, so how would you make it?
Well, we wouldn't, but these people out there watching this might have molasses, so they could use to make it.
I don't know what is sweet about molasses.
Molasses on the counter. There was a joke one time about that. I forget what it was.
Something about slow as molasses rolling uphill in January.
No, it was something like a knock joke and of some sort from a long time ago. And
knock knock. Who's there? The molasses are here.
I'm just making a mess. It's a good thing it's behind this mixer so you can't see it.
It's a good thing we have a maid.
That's not me, it's him.
Oh. Well, then you need to clean that crap up that you're making a mess with.
I'll try my best.
I forgot that supposed to be the maid.
Your eyes are better than mine, so you see messes easier than I do. So we have our shortening, peanut butter, white sugar, and brown sugar. We are going to put our beater in here, and we're just going to beat this. Stop crying. I'm not using it on you this time.
This is to beat me again?
I'm not going to beat you this time. Do you want to stick your hand down in here?
I already did. It hurts. just stuck my finger in there to see what was going on.
Beat this well.
Gotta put Michael Jackson on.
Beat it. Just beat it. I really like this mixer. It does a good job. This was a gift. And it came at just the right time to make these cookies. So it's working really well. Alright. Now that that's beat it in there, we're going to pop that back up. And now you're going to beat in your eggs. So we got 2 eggs. 2 eggs. See them? I just throw these right down here on the floor. The maid will pick them up.
Ah!
There's really a garbage can there. There we go.
She's throwing them on the floor.
So we're going to beat those in.
Then we're going to turn on the camera so I can beat her for throwing eggs on the floor.
And then we're going to need 2.5 cups of flour.
Ow!
Well, put your fingers in there.
You said to stick my finger in it. Make it sweeter.
Just kidding. I miss Gypsy Rose.
Just kidding, and a kitten shows up.
I was just kidding, and a kitten shows up. I'm going to add 2.5 cups of flour.
Obviously, this mixer is not very scary because all the cats are out here. Normally, when you run
a blender,
kitchen machinery, all the cats run and hide.
But we're going to make lots of other cookies. We like to make cookies and wrap them up in nice, pretty Christmas tins and give them to the neighbors and friends. We have already made the Chex Mix. We made Chex Mix the other night. And we made some peanut butter fudge earlier tonight. 2.5 cups of flour. Add a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. 1/2 teaspoon of this here baking soda. And now we're going to mix this all together. And then once this is mixed together, we're going to make the dough into small balls. And we're going to put them on a baking pan. And then you're going to take a fork and you're going to flatten them out. And we're going to bake them for 10 to 15 minutes. And this makes about 4 to 5 dozen cookies. So let's get all this stuff cleaned up and out of the way, and we'll start making our balls. I'm back. I had to clean up all my stuff so that we could make the rest of the parts of the cookies. And it was hot in here. I felt like I was an ant under a microphone. No, an ant under a magnifying glass being burnt alive. I could have said something worse, but I figured I would keep it PG-13. So we're going to take our cookie sheets. It'll be an ungreased cookie sheet, and we're just going to drop these on here. I usually do about a tablespoon. You're just going to plop them right on there and give them some room to spread out. I kind of mold them a little bit in together like little balls. You can actually roll them into balls and put them in there, but these are just a drop cookie. But if you want them all nice and pretty, this stuff actually does mold very well. You're going to just take and roll it. And it'll stay in a nicer, prettier form. Maybe I'll do that since these are for Christmas. You'll make them pretty. But you want to leave room because you're going to actually squish these down. So what we're going to do is then you take your fork and you just put little X's in them. Like so. And leave about an inch between each cookie. So they'll end up looking like this. And we're going to do a whole pan and another pan, and we're going to put them in the oven at 375 for 8 to 10 minutes. So we'll be right back. Alexa, stop the camera. All right, so that recipe makes a little bit over 2 dozen. We have these ready to go in the oven. We're going to put them in the middle shelf, 375 for 8 to 10 minutes. And you can cook both of these pans at the same time, one on top, one shelf on the other shelf, as long as they're both in the middle. Alexa, set a timer for 8 minutes.
8 minutes, starting now.
All right, so we'll check back as soon as they're done. And there you go. There is your peanut butter supremes from this old cookbook that's falling apart. That was my mama's. And it smelled so good in here while making these. And they taste just delicious. So don't forget to like and subscribe and come back for some more because we're going to make some more cookies tomorrow.